Most of the students in grade 12, I taught them grade 9, 10, 11 like this. Only a few of them actually I taught in grade 12. But obviously, I found that a lot of those students that I taught a few years back, they have really matured well, and they have contributed a lot to the school. And I was surprised because some of these guys, you know, when I had them in grade 9 and 10, you know, they really used to mess around a lot, but alhamdulillah, you know, they've really grown and they have shown that they can contribute to the school, and hopefully when they get into the real world, they'll also be contributing to society in general.
To be honest, grade 9 were my first home when I came back, and they were a lovely bunch of boys. And Faris, Abbas, Talal, Salman Ogla, all these are wonderful boys. They were my homework class for that time. So they're a really good bunch of boys. So I've got nothing bad to say about them. Allah Mubarak.
This class, or batch of gentlemen, was very significant because they followed me or I followed them. I first met them as 6th graders, so they were just young guys. And then the school asked me to move up to the high school level, so I caught up with them in grade 9 and 10, so we spent a significant time together. That's what made them so special, you know, the time. When you spend that much time with one crew, they become part of you.
The current batch of grade 12 students, obviously, as you know, Asim and Faris, I've known you guys since grade 7. I think I taught both of you in 7B. I think both of you were 7B. I taught 7A, 7B, and 7C. 7C was my homeroom, and you guys were my neighbours next door when you were in Mr. Roy's homeroom class. So the batch to me, with a lot of the students, I think you guys included as well, more like students or ex-students, you're like friends. And also some of the other guys are like Adam Durrani and these guys from my homeroom class, Jamal, Fahad as well, has moved to Canada. These guys I'm kind of particularly friendly and close with. You guys obviously included as well. But it honestly fills me with, I don't want to use cliches or typical phrases such as pride and whatever, but it does kind of make you feel happy that these guys were known for 6 years, and both of you, I'm not sure, have got beards, and I've known you since the days when you had no hair on your face. So alhamdulillah, you guys mean a lot to us, not just to myself, to a lot of the teachers.
This batch is quite an amazing year for me, because on a personal level I've got my own 2 boys who graduate. They're both over 18, Adam and Saad, and I didn't expect that they would turn up here, because I joined the school in 1996 when Manarat used to be like a mom and pop local store. It's obviously expanded since then, but they joined and they came along for the ride, and have both graduated from Manarat, so it's become something personal now. And they joined in with a good bunch of classmates and peers, enjoyed themselves, had a great time, and they're gonna be big men now in the world somewhere, inshallah. I hope they do well. And on a personal level, this batch, I really enjoyed having to be with them, watch them grow, develop and turn into fine young men. And so you can see that from a personal level, it's affected me a lot.
Looking at the world scenario right now, you are, I think 99 or 100% of all of you are Muslims. Please don't forget your faith. Be the good ambassadors of your religion. Islam has been given a very bad image in the world. So if you step out of the Muslim world, remember that you're first and foremost a Muslim, and then anything else. And don't give your religion a bad name, but in fact be the ambassadors, and the true message of Islam should be portrayed. You have got a very strong Islamic background studying in this school, so take that forward with you and preach it, and be successful in life, in deen and dunya as well, inshallah.
We do what we don't want to do today, so that tomorrow we can do what we want to do. So I guess if that would be my little reminder to students, right? Oftentimes studies kind of get on top of you, and it can be quite cumbersome at times. It can be quite stressful as well. So if you just keep in mind that you're doing today what you don't want to do, so that tomorrow you can actually do what you want to do.
We always have to know that, you know, Allah comes first in our lives, and you know, once you have the basis of your religion, you know, we don't have to be scholars, but we need to practice the basics of the religion. And once we get that right, obviously we can excel in any other field that Allah wants us to excel, because knowledge, right, is in every field, and all knowledge belongs to Allah, and He has given it to whomever He pleases. So hopefully, inshallah, you guys, when you go out there to university and later on in the workplace, you'll excel, and you'll make the Muslims proud of you.
To be honest, your future is based upon what you see is the best thing for you. And your future is, the ability of these boys is very, very strong and very, very high, Allah Mubarak. So I expect them to do well, but to remember in everything their Lord, and to remember their religion in that, and never to forget the essence of the goodness, the good things that we told them to be. Because there's a lot of good in the boys, Allah Mubarak, and they're very, in terms of ability, I don't question it, because he's very, very strong. I taught them, and they're very, very capable. So I expect good things from all of them, inshallah.
I think it's not so easy to give advice to people about the future, because you know the future obviously changes. It's always different. For me, myself, if I had the chance to go back to my school days or college days, I'd do things a lot different. But the advice I would give to you guys is work as hard as you can. You know, typical advice: work as hard as you can. And I know many of you, mashallah, you know, you can see that you've become kind of, you know, Islamic as well, in your practicing of Islam as well. So those are the things that I would advise you with. Make sure that you work as hard as you can. Always try to, inshallah, whatever Allah wills, is try to fulfill your potential. And you guys, mashallah, have potential in abundance. Islamically, inshallah, may Allah guide you all. You know, the most important thing in life that I've come to realize is the religion. There's nothing more important. Obedience to Allah is the number one thing in life. So that I'd also advise you on as well. And last but not least, you know, is make your parents, is whatever you do in life, try and make your parents happy. You know, your parents go through so much. Maybe when I was younger, I didn't fully appreciate, you know, what my parents did for me. But now that I have children myself, it kind of like, you know, puts things into perspective. What parents go through for us, and we don't fully appreciate it. And we can never pay that back to them. So whatever you do, inshallah, is, like I said, keep your parents. They're the most important people in your life. Keep them happy.
Always stick to the things that you learn from your parents, your deen, and keep safe. The world out there is definitely very different from being in school. You know, maybe keep good quality friends. Good quality friends.
Well, whatever you work and whenever you work, be good in whatever you're doing, right? So for example, if you became a doctor or a physicist, there are millions of physicists in the world. Be special in what you're doing, right? And give the work all what you can.
Hold your heads high, have some dignity, be proud of who you are, maintain your roots, obviously be decent and humble, go through the world without causing too many ripples, but, you know, do the right thing. Always do the right thing. And, I don't know, just, you know, aim for the best.
Very good, very, very positive, and to be honest, it's nice to come back and to see that Manarat still has a very, very positive effect on the boys, and the boys are, in terms of behavior, mannerisms, you can't question them. They're different to the old days. The old days were slightly different. So, but these boys, they're good, but I can't say negative things about them.
First and last. Well, when you came to me in grade 9, I think you were all a bunch of censored. I can't say much more than that. But now I think you've matured, and the way you behave, you can see the difference in yourself. And you realize as time goes along, we get more frank with you guys, and alhamdulillah, it's been well.
The first impression, kind of hard to remember in grade 6, when I first had them. But the last impression was, I think this group of guys are very well-rounded, very sharp, very ambitious. I think most of them, if not all of them, would definitely do something positive in the future, especially if they keep on the path that they were on when I last dealt with them in 10th grade, because they seem very ambitious, and they seem to be very well-rounded and aware of the worldly things, not too aware of them that they're in them, but conscious of them. So if they keep that in mind, I think they'll be fine. The first impression, like I said, a bunch of young guys, you just still learning. But like I said, the last impression probably was the most satisfying.
I saw you guys from grade 6 or 7 when you were all spotty and jumping about the place, high on sugar from a wonderful canteen, and grow until fuzz came out of your face. You're all into like sports now. You're all muscular. You're all doing basketball and all kinds of sports, and reading material that I used to read as well for that fake intellectual thing going on in the background. So it's really good that you're developing. You're creating characters. You're becoming characters. You're becoming men, and you're finding your way. These are the salad days of your life, they say, the formative days of your life. So it's amazing. Just keep on doing what you're doing, inshallah.
I don't want to isolate or say one or two students, but when I had them in 10th grade, the group in the 10 a.m., the 10A class, they stood out to me. There was definitely a few guys in the B class, my homeroom, but the grade 10A, they were very, very, I would say even ahead of their time in terms of the other students, because we could discuss almost anything in the seriousness, and they could participate. So it wasn't just a teacher giving lectures or giving information. They had a lot of input to give in all aspects, from sports to politics to worldly things. So the 10A class, I would give them as a group thumbs up.
My homeroom class, they're the best I had in a long time. And to be honest, we still see, 4 years later, we're still the same. So I find my homeroom class from that time, wonderful bunch of boys, Allah Mubarak.
Well, like I said, I had two of my own kids in here. They stuck out because blood does. But being the student counselor this year as well, I've seen a great deal of support. I don't think I could have done many of the things I did without, especially you guys. Special mention to Asim and Faris and Khalid and Naif and Abdurrahman Said, a few others who, mashallah, have been working tirelessly to make sure that everything runs smoothly in the background.
I think in every class you have your characters, don't you? You have those who are kind of like academically minded, those who kind of like are supportive to others in the class, and then you have your jokers. And I think collectively, holistically, as a whole group, I think you clicked very well. It's a shame to see the class fragment. Obviously, it will as you go your own ways. But I think if you guys try your best to keep in touch, I think you'll benefit from each other's company and experiences too.
That's a difficult question. To compare two sons, if I have 2 or 3 sons, to compare that this one is better than the rest, that's a difficult question. Well, you're all best of my students. I wish you all the best. And as a parent, a father can never say that this child of mine is better than the other. Even if one of them is an ugly duckling, he will still take him under his wing and protect him throughout his life. So yeah, you're all my sons. I've had a good relationship with you guys. It's been a tremendous time teaching you. And I've had fun, alhamdulillah, mashallah. And you respected us. That's the foremost. And continue to respect your teachers wherever you go, and you know that a teacher is like a father in Islam.